Hi!
Hi!
I'm Cindy,
And I'm Tina.
and we're here today to talk to you about strength training
After 50.
after 50. I think we've talked about this before, but I feel like you can never talk about it enough.
Yeah, and your perspectives change a lot. I mean, you learn new things.
Right.
And you find out things that don't work, and, you know.
Well, before we get too far, like and subscribe, even if
Yes.
you just made it this far. Just go ahead and like.
It's okay. It's not going to hurt you. It helps us.
We tried to do this
Last
earlier.
week.
Yeah.
It was last week.
It was a perfect storm because
Sometimes we just don't vibe,
no,
and we just say dumb stuff.
Tina made the mistake of asking me to tell everyone about my fitness journey.
No, to your weight loss.
My weight loss journey, yeah. I started when I was born, all the way to today.
And I'm sitting in my head going, why is she talking about being a rancher's daughter? Why are we talking about that?
Probably most horrible thing I think I've ever listened to. I couldn't listen to myself, and normally I can listen to, you know,
Yeah.
I've watched our videos, I edit them, and they're not great, but I can.
Hopefully we'll get better.
I can deal with it, but that was.
And
And
then,
I knew it was bad when you left and you said, do you want to just trash it?
after Cindy went on and on about her journey, I was like, mine's got to be short. Oh, okay. And I said like 4 sentences.
Yeah, 30 seconds later.
Sorry.
My gosh. It was so horrible.
So anyway,
And I feel like it was all me, Tina.
I don't know. I think we both weren't vibing.
No, maybe we just weren't vibing.
It was one of those days or something.
It
Anyway.
was so bad. So we're going to try again. Hopefully this time will be better.
We will. I know it. We have a nice little outline for ourselves this time, too. I think we just tried to wing it. We thought we were so good. We could just wing it. Nah. We found out that's not true.
We're true professionals here.
All right.
So we're just going to go back and forth asking each other questions.
Yeah. And hopefully they're questions that you have or you want to know the answers to. And if you have any questions for us, you can put them in the comments below, and we'd love that.
We'll definitely answer you.
All right.
Let's get started.
All right, let's go.
Okay, what inspired you to start your fitness journey
I get to start.
in your 50s? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I've always been an exerciser, and I did dabble in some weightlifting in my 40s, but then it stopped. So anyway, I was going to the local gym and just doing my cardio. That's it. I would do the elliptical or the bike or whatever. I would never, that's about it. Maybe occasionally I'd go and throw a few weights around, but it obviously was not good enough. And there was this trainer there that I had become friends with, and he finally came up to me one day and said, when are you going to let me train you? And I was like, all right, I'll do it. I'll do it on the summer break because I was a teacher. I thought I could do it for 3 months. So I can tell my husband, I'm just going to pay him for 3 months.
Our poor husbands.
And so I started and with the intention of that. And then after the 3 months, I loved it so much. I kept going, and I was with him for 7 years until he found a new job.
Yeah.
And then I was on my own. But luckily by then I knew enough.
You have really advanced.
Good.
Since, how long has it been?
Since I started working out with Richard?
Well, since you started strength training.
Yeah, 7 years.
Oh, did you say that?
No, I didn't. Okay. Well, I said it's been 7 years I was working with him. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So 7 years of strength training. And basically I started to do it because I was concerned about my bones, because my sister had osteopenia. She's 11 years older than I was. So I thought, okay, I have the prime body, eyes, hair color, whatever, for osteoporosis. So I thought, I really need to do this. And fell in love with it. Fell in love with the changes in my body when that was not what I was looking for.
That's the addiction right there, I think.
And it was weird because I'd lost 5 pounds and I did nothing. I mean, I didn't change my diet at all. And I was like, oh. And then not only that, it's so weird. Your body just changes. I felt like I had a better figure, and, I was not overweight. As a matter of fact, I was underweight.
Yeah, I started, actually, I think I might have started in my late 40s, really. Either way.
Is that when you joined Anytime?
That's when I joined Anytime. And then when you got your personal trainer, I was like, I want to be like Tina. I have to be like Tina. So I got a personal trainer too. 2 different ones, and he had me lifting really heavy.
Which,
Too heavy, really.
Mhm.
But I mean, I
And
advanced up, and
I was thinking that in my head at the time, but I didn't say anything.
I think a lot of people were. Anyhow, I loved it. I mean, I wanted to go to competition.
And I thought I wanted to do like bikini competitions.
I just wanted to weightlift.
Be strong, like men.
Yes. At that time, I was still 50, 60 pounds overweight. And lifting weights, even at that, changed my body. People really noticed because I wasn't really losing any weight at that time, but it changed a lot. So, and then once I started losing weight, I think that's where I don't ever want to stop. I mean, it's the strength training is great because we'll use it as we get older. It's a healthy thing to do. Keep your, like you said, your bones strong, keeps you flexible and all this. But it changes your body to such a point that that's why I would never go back.
I think we need to put up some before and after pictures. Because, like, I have seen, like, I have not changed weight much. Well, I have gained weight. But I have pictures where I'm just standing straight, you know, not flexing my muscles even, because if I'm not flexing my muscles, you don't really see them. You can just see I have more of a waist. My hips look better. I don't know. It's just really weird. You're like, oh. And I guess you'll have more of a V if you build up your lats or whatever. It's definitely addicting.
And I notice in my, okay, we could go on and on. My shoulder, rear, everything.
All right. Were we active before, or was this a complete lifestyle change?
I was not really active. I mean, I had gone off and on to doing yoga, Pilates, going to the gym at the first of the year, off and on, but I wasn't really active until I was like 48.
Well, I have been active my whole life.
Whole life.
My whole life, yes. I started like running track in elementary school. So, yeah, I've always been active, always been involved in some kind of sports, cheerleading, something. So, aerobic instructor. But it was all about keeping weight off. You know, it wasn't about building muscle.
Well, and
we didn't think of that back then. And
well, back then, it was like cardio was the thing to do, always, especially for women.
Yeah.
Cardio, cardio, cardio. And although it's good, it's not a bad thing for sure,
No,
but it's
not as
it's only
necessary
part
as
of the
people.
equation. Did you, Tina, have an exact moment when you said, enough is enough, I'm changing my life?
Yeah, I think so. Because mine, it was, I need to eat more. So, and actually that didn't happen.
Gosh, we are so opposite. We are so opposite.
And Richard was saying that to me from the day I met him. And I was like, I am eating enough.
Richard was her trainer.
Yes. And eventually hers too.
Yeah.
I am eating 1,700 calories a day. And he's like, oh my God. And I just, complain, I can't grow muscles. He says, because you're not eating. And then I'd maybe go up a little.
Such a struggle for you.
It was.
It was really a struggle.
It was.
Oh my goodness.
And the scale was a problem in that way too.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say probably it's only been a year, maybe a little more, that I've actually stopped weighing myself and just trusting the process. And now I'm eating 2,200 calories and I've gained some weight, but it's good weight. Some of it's muscle, some of it's not. But, I feel like I don't look like a scarecrow anymore.
Definitely have changed your body.
How about you?
Mine was when my dad was sick, my mom was taking care of him, and she just did nothing to the point that it was hard for her to walk into the store. And I just, in my head, was like, I never want to get to that point. I'm going to start now. And then if anything happens in the future, I can discontinue and I maybe won't lose anything.
And your mom's not that much older than you.
No.
She was a young mama.
She's 16 years older than me.
So 10 years is not that far away.
No,
so
it's
I could
not.
see where that would kind of...
Yeah.
It's almost like she's your sister.
Yeah, it
Because
really
my
is.
sister is the same age as your mom.
Yeah.
Or she would be if she were still alive.
So that's what my life-changing point was. And Mom is not like that anymore. She does get around really well. She started taking care of herself. But it scared me to a point that I was like, I don't want to not be able to walk into a store without somebody holding my arm.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes I see that. I see people that are probably around my age that are using the...
Because they're overweight or...
Well, I mean...
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is, yeah. And, if that happens... Sometimes there's things you can't help.
Right. But you can tell if it's
an unhealthy, not taking care of themselves.
yes,
thing.
or you had a problem.
And it's really, really sad. I feel bad.
Yeah.
I did not want to be there. Anyway, so that was my life-changing moment.
All right. Was there a workout or gym moment where you thought, what did I get myself into?
You know, I still have those days. Because I don't think there's ever been any point where I was like, I am not doing this again, ever. But I do when I have a really, really hard workout and I get in the car and put my arms on the steering wheel and they're shaking. I'm like, I don't know if I can turn the corner up there. Lord help me.
Yeah, and like back when I first started, I'd do a day of leg day or something, and I can't sit down on the toilet without pain or without holding on to something.
They're so bad.
And the other thing I do, and I'm sure you do this too, is you'll be in there working out, and you're just like, I don't want to be here, and then you think, I have to do this the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's
This
like
is
laundry.
Well, yeah,
It never ends.
You gotta do it again the next day.
So some days there's good days. I'm like, yeah, let's get going.
Let's do this again tomorrow,
And then,
I don't want to ever do this again. It's kind of, yeah, it's one of those things where if you want to stay healthy and if you want to do good in life, you're going to need to do it.
What's next?
Okay. Why do women over 50 need strength training more than ever?
Man, why not is the thing.
Yeah.
Because there's so many reasons.
Yeah, definitely. And as we were talking about this, we're like, okay, this is an overkill.
Oh, we talk about it all the time.
Yeah, because everybody's talking about it. Everybody knows that. But, you know, we follow on Instagram, we follow fitness people. We're really into the fitness thing. And so this is what we hear all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll run into people, like at my small group last night, when the guys are saying, oh, I ate too much over vacation, so I'm just killing myself right now. And I'm like, no. But anyway, no, that's not how you do it. But we need muscle. For one, our muscle after 30 starts disappearing.
Yep.
Starts bye-bye. And muscle is the key to longevity.
It is. I mean, there's studies that prove you live longer if you have more muscle.
Yes, and you're going to fall less often, which could break bones, which could put you in a wheelchair or something. I don't know.
I just think there's no reason to not be strength training after 50. If you're before 50, start now.
Oh,
I've
sure.
had my
I would
daughters-
say, I told my daughter-in-law, I was like, oh, you guys are starting to lose muscle already. You better get to it.
Same with my daughter. Just do it now so you don't have to really hurt yourself trying to do it later.
And the thing is that it's also, I think a lot of women think they have to be like us, because I want to get strong and get muscles, and I want to push myself and do it heavy.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to do it that way.
Oh, no.
You can, you start at whatever weight you want, and you do need to progressively overload, but you don't have to do it in huge increments.
No.
Just slowly, you'll get to that point where you just be like, okay, this is like nothing, and then you'll know, oh, I better go stronger. I
I need to challenge my muscles a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that's the point, challenging your muscles.
Right, because you'll get to the point where it's just like you don't have anything in your hands, and you're like, okay, now to do it. But you don't have to be super strong and...
No, in fact, you start with nothing in your hands.
Basically.
Because I remember it's been a while doing stuff like, and doing this, and I couldn't do it for very long.
Yeah.
With nothing in my hand.
Yeah, so you can start with nothing if that's where you are.
Yeah.
All right.
How has strength training changed your body, energy, and confidence?
We talked about bodies. Yeah, I have a lot more energy. I can do things with my grandkids that, well, I don't know if I couldn't do them before, but I know I can, and I see other grandmas that can't.
Yes.
That's when I realize it, because I've been weight training for 7 years. My oldest grandchild is only 5. So I've been doing it ever since they were little. I notice, like, when I'm out in public with them and there's other grandmas, and I'm like, she can do that, I can run around with them, I play games with them, I dance with them, do all the fun stuff. So that's something I've definitely
That's an important thing.
Yeah.
I think. The energy and confidence, I think definitely the energy, because exercise just makes you have more energy.
Yeah.
It's an oxymoron kind of thing. You exert the energy and it gives you more energy. But the confidence, I think, is a big.
I think you have a lot more confidence.
Yeah. So
Definitely.
you noticed that about me, huh?
Yes, for sure. It's great.
It is.
Because I felt like I was always like, ooh, let's go do this. Let's go get dressed up. And you were always kind of like, okay. Now she's like, yeah, let's go.
Now I'm up for anything, which is good and bad.
Because you've got energy and confidence. Before you didn't have either. You had confidence in yourself. You had confidence in your abilities to do things.
Yes.
But you weren't confident in your body.
Well, that was what I was going to say. I had confidence in my brain.
Right.
And that
because you always came up with good ideas. That got us in trouble.
Now I come up with good active ideas. Yeah, definitely is a huge, huge plus for me.
What was the first lift or exercise that made you feel really strong? Interesting.
Oh.
I know what yours is.
Deadlift?
Yes.
So strong.
She used to text me, I deadlifted your weight today.
She got me a hat that says, I could deadlift you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I love that hat. I still wear it.
I'm so good. I'm so creative.
I don't know if I could still deadlift you, but I could deadlift
Man.
almost 2 of her at one time, actually.
Well, at that time I was 125.
Can't do
Yikes,
that
that's
anymore,
scary.
though. That's a lot.
Okay, what
About knowing how to bury bodies.
I'll say
I could do that.
squats.
Really?
Yeah, I was surprised at how, because my lower body is way stronger than my upper body comparatively. Like, I think that what I can squat, I should be able to lift more on my upper body. I've always had a small upper body.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. All right. Have you ever felt like a total beast in the gym only to find out you have like 5-pound dumbbells in your hands?
Well, I wouldn't find out that. I would know that.
Yeah.
Yes, I felt like a beast in the gym, and this is a different angle, until I see women on Instagram. And I'm like, I thought I was lifting heavy. Look at that. Especially this one girl I used to follow. She was smaller than exactly the same age. She was smaller than me. She was only like 5'1" and like probably 10 pounds maybe.
Oh man, some of those girls pack.
And she was, I was just envious, I guess, of her body. I thought it was a beautiful body. Anyway, she was so much stronger than I was.
There's so many good things about social media, but that's one.
That's a bad thing. You
if you
compare
didn't have
yourself.
confidence, and then you're out trying to do your best, and you see that, and you're like, I will never get there. That's not good.
No, but I still do it. I have to tell myself.
Yeah.
You're you, they're them.
And what I do is, actually, this is not the answer to the question, but I find things I can't do, and then I go try to do it.
That's good.
Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't.
But was there anything that you did? And
Actually,
realized?
when I started, I was doing several things, but the big things were the deadlifts and the squats, and I advanced pretty quickly in the weight for those things. But then I started doing bench press, and I knew I was such a beast doing the other things. I was like, I'm going to kill this. He started me with the bar.
And you couldn't do it?
No, I could do it, but I just felt like an idiot.
Oh, and you're like, give me more.
I was like, a bar, like
25 pounds bar or
45
pounds?
45-pound bar. So, it's not nothing.
Yeah.
So, doing that, and then I was like, so stupid. I'm such a weenie.
That's
Again, I built up, so it was fine. But that was the only time I think I felt like I was a total beast, but then it brought me down a couple notches there. Humbled me a little bit.
That's a good thing, too.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
How did you approach weight loss in a way that was sustainable? Okay, I guess that question's for me, because you don't try to lose weight.
I have.
Yeah, you have. So my approach to weight loss is food. The calorie deficit is the big thing, and it took me years and years and years to just kind of dial that in and be able to eat what I want to eat while keeping it under control. So switching things out, like ice cream for yogurt or ice cream for... So just making some switches that are higher protein. Higher protein was a big, big thing for me. The more protein I eat, the more everything else falls in line. So I think that's how I made it sustainable. Is just...
How about meal planning? You did that a lot.
Oh, well, yeah.
I think that's
a good one, Tina. See, I kind of take that for granted. I just do it all the time.
Yeah, no, that's something that... And also, a funny thing is, the last couple days or a week, I've been putting my food in my Fitness before the day begins, whether it's the night before or the morning, and it's just like
It's easier to do.
So easy because you don't have to think. You're like, and you can also adjust it. Like if you put it in, you go, oh wait, I want more for dinner, so I'm gonna cut back on that snack or whatever, or maybe only, 3 egg whites instead of 4 egg whites or something, whatever it is. And I've been doing that so I can fit in my protein ice cream.
We both got ninja
creamies, and I'm so addicted to them.
I know, it's
oh my god.
My trainer asked me, what'd you have last night? Ice cream. It's healthy ice cream.
Sort of.
Well,
I mean, it's not bad for you, but you definitely need
It's very high protein.
Yeah, but it's better to get a
non-fat. Mine doesn't have fat in it.
Well, no, neither does mine. You're supposed to have some fat, though.
Then?
Because it's not like vegetables. And
okay. You can't eat a Ninja Creamy
I use it as a dessert.
Day. Well, yeah,
I put it in as a dessert.
But I also use it for a meal.
I have done that too. When Steve's not around. Okay. You know what? Because it's made with milk, pudding mix, protein powder, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Or almond milk. It's either you can combine.
I use almond milk.
You can combine some almond milk with some regular milk or Fairlife milk, because Fairlife has more protein. Man, I love that stuff now.
Well, and also I use Premier or Fairlife protein shakes.
Oh yeah, you can do that as your base.
And then I add a scoop of protein.
Oh my goodness!
So it's double protein.
I have so much protein powder. I just don't want to buy pre-mixed. The only time I buy the pre-mixed ones is to make the pudding.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we need to move. We can go on and on. But anyway, that's another way you can fix it the day before. No, it sounds like such a pain in the butt. Also, I don't mind eating the same thing quite a lot.
I don't either.
I could eat the same thing for 2 weeks for lunch. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, I got these grilled chicken patties at Costco, and I love them. I'm having them for lunch every single day. All right. So then the next one is me.
What was it like realizing that gaining weight could actually be a good thing?
Well, when I realized that gaining weight didn't mean I was going to look fat, and that I needed to eat more if I wanted more muscle.
Okay, tell me this. What is your definition of fat? For you. Because mine is different for me.
Well, it used to be over 135 pounds.
Okay. For your weight to be over 100.
That's what I thought when I was back in the day. Yeah. That to me was like, oh, that's too much.
That's going too far.
Right.
Okay.
But I found out that's not true. Because when I stopped weighing myself and I would just look at myself or I'd try on my clothes
fit.
And they were fitting fine. Because I thought, okay, if you get to that point where it start to get too tight, you can lose weight, so don't worry about it. And so I did that, and then one day when I went to the doctor, and I was 134, and I was like, wow. And at that time, I had gained 3 pounds, almost 4 pounds of muscle mass, and I had lost 2 pounds of body fat.
Yeah, that's awesome. So your muscle weighs more than fat does. So if you are gaining muscle, you will gain weight. If you're stabilized in that way, you will gain weight.
Right, even if you do lose the fat. Because... or you'll lose, well, that's not true, because a pound of fat is the same as a pound is a pound. But 5 pounds of fat looks like this, 5 pounds of muscle looks like this.
Right.
Okay. How do we both navigate the pressure of the scale? I kind of already talked about that.
Yeah.
And I'm not a slave to the scale at all anymore.
I think I am, I wouldn't say a slave to the scale, but I do use it regularly because I want to make sure that I'm staying within a certain weight. And that's because I've lost a lot of weight and I have bars set ahead of time to know that if I hit this weight, I know I've got to start really watching what I'm doing. I haven't had it yet that my clothes are too tight or anything on me.
Can you still wear all your clothes?
Yeah. I can still wear all my clothes, but I just use that as a bar.
So what do you do when you hit that?
Then I really start watching what I eat.
Why don't you just get those maintenance calories and just stay in those maintenance calories?
I go back and forth.
All right.
Right now I'm on a strict, which is a whole other thing. Anyway, have you ever had a moment where your muscles surprised you? Like something that you were able to accomplish that you didn't think you would be able to accomplish?
Probably, but I can't think of it. Can you?
Well, yeah. I think they surprised me.
Like in an everyday situation, not in a workout.
Okay, yes, yes. After I first started working out, it was a little, like maybe a couple of years after. You know how you have to bend, squat down to get something that's on the bottom shelf at a store?
Mm-hmm.
I used to always have problems bending down and then getting back up.
Mm-hmm.
I just popped right up. I was like, whoa, this is good. I know, it's kind of a little
that's great. That's a great thing.
Couldn't.
Yeah. I guess I surprised myself when Steve and I went on vacation to Cancun, and we went to this park where we had to climb up some of them were stairs, but some of them was like a winding ramp. And I had no problem going up it. Nice. And he was kind of behind me. And I also remember passing people who were like, and I was like, so I think that kind of surprised me because I didn't, how you think, oh, I'm not that great a shape because you see these people doing all these CrossFit crazy dunk.
Yeah.
And you think, wow, I guess I'm really not that great a shape.
Yeah, I think that the amount of population that cannot do a lot of that is way greater.
You go out in public and you realize, like, I'm in my little Instagram bubble where I have all my little fitness friends I follow, and then I have you and my husband and your husband, and we're like, that's our group, and we're all pretty, into fitness and stuff. And so it's like, well, the men are kind of into fitness. Not as much. I think
they are in that they like us being into fitness.
And we go on vacation, but it's like when you go out in public and you're outside of your bubble, or like I go to church and I see people, I'm like, wow, this is what I do. Because, I've been going to the same church for 30 years. And when I look at people, I knew them back when we all had little kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
you don't think somebody ever says that about you?
That I look old?
I say that because I don't think anybody says that about me either, but I know.
I'm sure they do. Too, I was joking. Of course I'm saying that.
Because my mom says, she thinks that about, in fact, this is a side note, we were going into the store the other day, and there was another couple that were about her age that were kind of having problems around their car. They were doing something or other. She got in the car and she said, I feel so bad for old people like that. You're one of them. It's so funny. We think that we're not.
That's good, I guess, in a way, and not in another way. I mean, then I see people older than me, and that inspires me. There's some 70s, people in their 70s on Instagram, and I'm like, they're still going, and hopefully I can still keep going.
That's exactly.
Because I want to be that way.
Yep.
I want to be that little grandma that's...
The little Energizer bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
What is your best advice, Tina, for women who feel like it's too late to start?
It's never too late.
If somebody's your age and they're like, it's too late. Or even like my mom, she's 75 now. She's like, I'm too old now to...
Well, I would just tell them it's not true.
I definitely think that you're never, ever too old. If you can get up and walk to the kitchen or walk to the mailbox, you can start.
And then the next day you just go a little further.
Yeah.
I would definitely say the first thing to do is to start walking. If you're not doing anything.
Yeah, that is really good.
And then once you get to where you're good at walking, you're like, all right, now it's time to lift some weights.
Yeah.
Or throw a weighted vest on, or, whatever. You could use bands too.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to go to a gym, buy some bands.
Yeah, never too old. Would never say somebody's too old. Have you ever had a dramatic excuse you've given yourself to skip a workout?
I don't think I have.
I don't know that I have either. I thinking like you, I've worked out a lot this week. I don't need to work out. I can take one day off.
Yeah, that would be mine. I'd be just like, you know what? I'm just taking today off.
And then do you?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
I probably tried to... Well, I'll tell you, just this past Sunday, okay? Sunday was a rest day, and the grandkids had spent the night. Anyway, they slept, though, so I slept fine. But I was just, like, cozy in the chair, and I wasn't going to work out. But usually, even if I don't work out, I try to get my steps in. And I was just sitting there, and it was cozy, and I was like, you know what? I don't care. But that doesn't happen very often. And I think if you're consistent enough, you can take a day off. I mean, like when I go on vacation, I don't normally work out. We did that a few times at the beach, but normally I walk or I try to get steps in, but I don't lift weights.
Yeah.
So I'll go 5 days without lifting.
Yeah, as long as
can
you
do
know
it.
you're going to start it again. Now that you say that, I think I have had one dumb excuse, and that it has happened recently that it was a Saturday. Sunday's usually my day off, to my rest day. Saturday, I do zone 2 cardio. Last Saturday, I was sitting there reading this book that I really love, and I was like, I'm just going to read this book. I will do the workout another day. And I did end up doing it on Sunday, but I think, yeah, if there's a bad excuse, it would be, I want to read this book.
At least it's something good you're doing.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see.
Okay, what's something you used to believe that makes you laugh now?
That you have to be skinny.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I get it though. I think we all thought that.
What about you?
Something I believed that makes me laugh now.
It's making you laugh.
Well, I just think the fact that I thought I would be a competitive weightlifter. Honestly, come on. What was I thinking?
Anybody can be a competitive weightlifter.
Of course, but
I could be a bikini competitor. Would I win? No.
No.
But you thought you were like, yeah,
oh, I was like,
I'm gonna kick those ladies' ass.
I was like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know? I could get out there and be bragged about what I lifted all the time.
You should be proud.
Was very proud. I guess that's the only.
Okay. Have you ever had someone completely underestimate you in the gym, only for you to totally prove them wrong?
Yes. Yes. Actually, just recently that happened. Because we were doing the captain's chair thing where you put your arms on the armrests and then you're hanging and you lift your legs or your knees or whatever, do leg lifts. I was going to just do straight leg lifts. You can't see me, but I'm lifting my legs underneath the thing here.
I was going, okay, she's
lifting my
showing
legs as a demonstration and you can't see anything.
This is just for me.
So you know.
Yeah.
And I was able to do them easily. And she was shocked that I could do it.
Because she couldn't.
Because she couldn't do it, yeah. She could barely lift her knees up. She's just starting, so that's fine. She's like, wow, I didn't think you could do that. She said, especially because I just had hernia surgery a couple months ago. It's like, well, you know, you just got to keep working on it.
That's good.
And I didn't, like, slam it in her face because she's my daughter and she's cute and sweet, but if it were somebody else, I would have been like, yeah,
to me.
Take that.
Totally, she would have done that to me.
You can't do it? Huh? No.
Yes, she would.
Okay, I might.
She would. Totally would. Mine would be more I underestimated myself. There were times with Richard that, I would always tell him, I want to get stronger. And so he'd say, okay, we're going to put on, 20 more pounds or something. Are you sure? And he's like, just try it. I do it, and it's easy.
Sometimes our trainers know us better than
I
ours.
guess so. I just thought I was a weakling. I still think I'm a weakling.
No, you're not. Not at all. Okay, let's do another question, a fun one. Have you ever tried a diet trend that was just terrible?
Yes.
There's so many terrible ones out there. What was that?
I can't remember what it's called. And it's not OptiFast, which is what the one Oprah did. And maybe it was OptiFast, because it was when I was in college, so it would have to be 81 to 84. Oprah did it in 88, so maybe it was just still around.
Could have been under a different name.
But it was the liquid diet one, and they were the nastiest. It's not like protein drinks today. It's like a protein drink, but it was supposed to be a meal, right? And you could eat it for every meal. It was the nastiest thing. Oh, it was so gross, and it did not satiate you.
Yeah.
That was college, because I did gain some weight in college. Mm-hmm. It was a little chunky. Funny side story. I grew up as a little beanpole my whole life, right? And I have 5 older siblings. And so one of my older siblings went to Texas Tech, the same school I went to. But he was 8 years older, maybe. Something like that. Anyway, he came back to Texas Tech for something. And we had not seen each other for like 6-7 years, maybe. I was still in high school when he went to college. And then he went straight from college to California to be an actor. So he just didn't have the money to fly to Texas, so he wouldn't come home. So it had been a long time. Like, I was a skinny beanpole the last time he saw me. So he somehow got a hold of my friends and said, get Tina down to the dorm, to the lobby in the dorm, so I can surprise her. So I walked down there and I gained so much weight that only things this was probably towards the end of the year, that all that fit me were sweatpants.
Wow.
So I had on sweatpants and a big sweatshirt or whatever. And he told me later, he didn't say it to me this day. He said when I came around the corner where he was hiding, he was in shock. He was like, "That's my little sister."
So little sister.
No, she was not a little sister. But he didn't say anything to me then.
Nice.
But after I'd lost all my weight and, college fat. and all
College
that,
does that, yeah.
He was like, "I was so shocked when I saw you." Anyway, where was I going with that?
I don't know.
What were we asking? Oh, the diet trend. So that's why I went on that diet trend.
Okay.
Because I had gained weight in college.
I think, well, with me being overweight, I tried a lot of different things, but I think
That was the worst, though.
the worst, people are really going to disagree with this, but I do not like it. I hate the keto diet.
Did you try it?
Oh yeah, I did, and it was like just eating all the fat and meat that you could possibly eat.
I could see getting like feeling sick.
Yeah, you
doing
kind of
that.
feel sluggish.
Yeah, I would
And
think so.
Some people have really good success, and that's fine. But for me, I think how is that healthy for your body?
I don't know. If it's not sustainable for you, then you shouldn't do it.
No, exactly. And as now a newly certified nutrition coach, I know this anyway. I don't think it's ever good to eliminate a food group.
Nope.
Ever. We need those food groups for a reason.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's bacon and fat. No.
I love bacon, though.
Oh, who doesn't love
I haven't eaten that forever, though. I know another one a big one that everyone's doing that I didn't like at all is intermittent fasting. Steve and I tried that. And I was like, all right, let's just try it for like 2 months. And not only did it disrupt our social life because we had to stop eating at 4 because we're early risers. So
We're like, do you want to go to dinner? Can you go at 3?
yeah,
No.
yeah, it ruined our social life, and it just did zero for us. Like I didn't lose weight. He didn't lose weight. We didn't feel energized or anything any better. All we were was frustrated. Steve loves his breakfast. So he's like having to wait till like 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock.
So that was your window, 11 to 4?
I don't know,
Something like that?
something like that, 10 to 4, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely 4 was when we would not eat anymore. So I can't remember whatever the numbers were. I don't know. But whatever it was hard for us. Eating early was not hard, but starting late was hard.
Yeah.
So. Anyway.
A lot of people love it. That's the thing. People have success on a lot of different things. So whatever works for you, I guess. Okay, so we actually still have some more questions, and we will answer those in part 2.
Yes, because there's a lot of things to talk about in fitness.
Apparently.
Well,
These questions were very thorough.
and the thing is, we are not short on words.
No. Okay, I didn't start back when I was born, but definitely.
No, but I mean, you and I can talk.
Yeah.
You know what? It's something you love. You can talk forever on it.
Yeah, it's a passion.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys made it this far. Like and subscribe, and tune in next time when we finish our questions about fitness, strength training, and the women over 50.
For women.